We'd now like to welcome in our insider, Marc Spector, for more on the latest from Edmonton. And we'll just start with this, parting ways with GM Peter Chiarelli. Marc, what are your thoughts on the firing, and where does Edmonton go from here?
Well, the firing was a long time coming, frankly, based on Peter Chiarelli's record, starting with the very first trade he made as the Edmonton Oilers general manager. He traded Taylor Hall for Adam Larson. Immediately, that trade was deemed to be a not very good one, and it went on to show Taylor Hall winning a Hart Trophy. From there, his trade record, frankly, if anything, got worse. So that would be where it started to go south for Peter Chiarelli. And as we get to the end of his tenure, you look at the roster that he has built here. In 4 years at the helm, this team is not appreciably, if any, better than it was the day he took over. They are still battling to be a playoff team. It's, probably less than 50-50. They will be one, and just not enough progress for this general manager.
You talk about them battling for a playoff spot. What do you think about the timing of this move, of course, with what's left in the Oilers season, but also the All-Star break coming up this weekend and then the bye week after that?
Well, there's a couple things at play here, Eric. For one, the toxicity around this organization is at an all-time high, in my opinion. They fired Todd McClellan earlier this year. Ken Hitchcock becomes the 8th coach in 11 seasons. That's Cleveland Browns-like. Now it stopped working for Hitchcock. They've lost 9 of their last 11. They lost 3 in a row at home. So what's next? Clearly, Peter Chiarelli, the other side of the coin is, I don't think this organization wants Peter Chiarelli running another trade deadline because of his track record making trades. It just had to happen. It was going to happen. I think they would have liked to have got to the end of the season. But judging by the team's performance on the ice and the roster that we're looking at here in Edmonton, they just couldn't wait till then to fire the general manager.
You talk about the roster, you talk about the head coaches kind of always in transition out in Edmonton and with this Oilers team. But as far as maybe comparing this to other seasons, and you've been in Edmonton, you've been covering this club for a long time, where does this year, where does this campaign rank in terms of potentially being able to turn things around with this last stretch of the season left?
Not very good, because they don't have the horses. This is a one-line team with a defense that, if once it lost Oscar Klefbom, just simply couldn't function anymore. It is not a deep team. It is an ill-built roster. There are 2 20-year-olds in Jesse Puljujarvi and Kyler Yamamoto who, in my estimation, are simply not ready to be NHL players, who are being force-fed minutes that shouldn't be playing. Connor McDavid, there's not enough wingers for him and for Leon Draisaitl to be separated. There are just not enough good players here for a general manager that's had 4 years in building. He has not built a good team. I'd be very surprised if somehow, some way, they can turn this thing around and push it into the playoffs. And their reward for doing so, if this club can be a wild card team, will be to meet one of the top 2 teams in the West in the first round. I don't think either of us will be betting on them in that series, Eric.
Yeah, that's for sure. And yeah, that's it. Time is done for Peter Chiarelli as far as Edmonton is concerned out in the Oilers front office. Marc Spector, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.